We're talking about leading healthy, growing, multiplying groups. And we're talking about the 8 habits of an effective small group leader. So far, we've talked about the habit of dreaming, about being a healthy, growing, multiplying group. We've talked about the habit of daily prayer. We've talked about the habit of weekly inviting new people. We've talked about the habit of weekly contacting of the people that are already in your group. We've talked about preparing for the session itself. We've talked about the power of multiplication and the tool of mentoring. And now today we want to talk about the power of fellowship. If you want your group to become everything that it can be, don't underestimate the power of fellowship. God made us social beings as humans, and as social beings, there is something that happens inside of us when we get together with others in a social setting, not just a teaching setting, but a social setting, a fun setting, a setting where there's opportunity for casual fellowship. So, fellowship is extremely important to a group. Often a groups will meet, and after 5, 6, 7 weeks, it kind of gets stale. And if you just keep going and doing the same thing you've been doing, it can grow stale. It can get kind of routine. But if you plan every 6, 7, 8 weeks of having some sort of special social fellowship aspect to your group, it will increase the excitement, increase the interest in your group. I realized the power of this. We were leading a group of people in Ohio where it's cold and snowy in the wintertime. And my group was getting stale. And so I decided we're going to have a I Hate the Winter party. And so we turned the thermostat up in the house. We played beach music. We had everybody wear their shorts and summer clothes and suntan lotion and sunglasses. And we ate summer foods. And we played some summer games, and it was so much fun. People were talking about it months afterwards. It was interesting as we built up to that event, more and more people on the edges of our group got involved, and our group attendance increased for that event and then stayed high because people felt like our group was so much fun. They started inviting more people to the group because they felt like it was a fun place to be. Not just a serious place, but also a fun place to be. So it is a very powerful about increasing interest. It's also a great way to attract new people. Maybe they're not going to come to a regular group meeting, but they'll come to a dinner. They'll come to a party. They'll come to a fellowship activity. We got to where our Hate Winter parties, we started doing it with high school kids, and we would have 10, 20, 30 new kids come just to participate in the I Hate Winter party. So it gets new people to visit. They realize this is fun. These Christians are people that laugh and have a good time and are nice, and then they come back to your group. It's a great way of attracting new people to your group. It's a great way of keeping people glued to your group. If you have one every 6 or 7 weeks, think about it. They say it takes 7 weeks for a new person. They need to make 7 friends in 7 weeks in order to stick in your church or in your group. Well, if you have an activity every 6 or 7 weeks, it's an excuse for them to be there and to get to know the people. And so it sticks them to your group. Last thing about it is it's a great way to share the gospel. It's a great way to do evangelism. You don't necessarily have to do evangelism every week in your group, but if you're doing it every 6 or 7 weeks when you have a social event, a fellowship event, we used to always have somebody share their testimony of how they came to Christ. And rather than preaching the gospel so much, we let the testimony preach the gospel. With high school kids, I would always give an invitation, and we always, every 6 weeks, we would have an event, and every 6 weeks we'd see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 high school students give their life to Jesus Christ based on the testimonies they had heard, and then me giving an invitation for them to respond. So it's a powerful thing. Never underestimate the power of fellowship. Now, let me tell you how to make it effective. One, plan ahead of time. Don't just decide the night of that you're going to do this. Plan 4, 5, 6 weeks ahead of time. Get people talking about it. Have people do different aspects of it. Plan ahead of time. Plan well. So plan ahead of time. Second, be praying for it. Be every week in your group. Be praying for this next social event. Who are you going to bring? Who's going to come? It's a great way to get family members that would never go to the group to go to this social event, and now they get connected to the group. We always have guests. We always have a bigger attendance when we have a social event as part of our small group. Third thing I suggest, maybe instead of doing it a separate night or a separate time, you just do it part of your small group. What I like to do is take that first half an hour, 45 minutes, and make that the social event, the party, and have special food and games and things that relate to that. And then the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour that we're together, we do what we normally do in a group time and shrink it all down. And so it's the event gets combined with our group, so the people that are coming for the event also get a taste of the small group, and they know what they're coming into, and it's very, very effective. I also suggest that you never underestimate the power of food. Food is a powerful thing. If you just have a meeting with a group without food, it feels like a meeting. But if you have a group with food, it feels more like a party, a social event. So use food. Use different types of food. Have different people bring the food. Build the party around the food. Never underestimate the power of eating together and the power of food to enhance fellowship. Last thing I want to say is share the gospel. Look for ways, using testimonies, using a short video, ways of sharing the gospel with the people that are there. Not directly in your face as much, but subtle ways to share the death, the burial, the resurrection of Jesus Christ for our sins and how it changes people's lives. It's a powerful thing when they hear the testimony of somebody who came to the group, developed friends, heard the gospel, got saved, and their life got changed. Take advantage of that. Allow God to use your fun, your fellowship, your social activities to allow you to bring more people into the kingdom of Jesus Christ. Never underestimate the power of fellowship.